Hi and welcome to Scott's Inverts. I'm Scott. These are the inverts. If you're new, remember to hit that subscription button. On this channel, we do all things kind of insects, spiders, scorpions, centipedes, all sorts of crazy stuff. Anyway, today we are doing a communal of Heterometrus solanus, one of the Asian forest scorpions, an absolutely stunningly beautiful species. Now, the reason this one came along is because recently we had Tim Baxter on a live stream. We do go live every single Tuesday at 8 PM. Now, if you know scorpions, and if you're into scorpions, you've probably heard of Tim Baxter. Please go check out his Facebook page. He came on the live and he showed us his communal that he's got going, and I just looked and I absolutely fell in love, and I thought I have to set one of these up and give it a go. So that's what we're doing in today's video. So with that being said, let's crack on and put this one together. So here is the scorpions that are going into the communal, bought from Venomous Visions at the London show, the London Invert show. We have 4 females and 1 male. That one there at the bottom right was the male. These are absolutely beautiful. Again, Heterometrus solanus. Now let's check out the enclosure. So we've gone for a 15 by 10 deep plastic enclosure. The reason we've gone for plastic is basically it holds humidity in there really well. There's a couple of holes around the top of the actual enclosure and some in the lid itself as well. What we're looking at here is Westland's topsoil. It kind of holds together pretty well. It comes, I wouldn't say damp, it comes very slightly moist, just absolutely perfect. So we haven't got to dampen it down for our scorpions. We haven't got to drench it or anything like that. It's just absolutely perfect. It's kind of a little bit more fine than a lot of the potting composts, and I just really like it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go up about halfway up that enclosure with the potting compost. I will be adding springtails to this enclosure. I'm just waiting for another show because you guys know they're cheaper at the shows. So I'll be adding 4 or 5 tubs of springtails into this enclosure also in the very near future. So when I'm adding it in, I like to rub it between my hands just to try and break down any of those big lumps that you sometimes find in potting composts. And we are nearly at halfway up the enclosure, so I'm just going to put some more in. I'm not going to make any lumps or ridges with this compost. I want to keep it quite flat, mainly so the scorpions will enjoy their environment a lot better. So we go in with a very small branch there. I'm just going to dig it in that way, so that small bit of the branch is going into the soil, because my thinking is if the scorpions get on top of there, it's not going to topple over, it's not going to fall over, and it's not going to cause the scorpions any damage. But I do want to give them a little bit of climbing space, so that's what that's all about. I'm going in that top right hand corner with a little bit of lichen. I'm not quite sure I actually like it in this enclosure, but we shall put it in nevertheless. And what we do find is a piece of electrician's wire in the topsoil. This is not uncommon. Topsoil is exactly that. It's taken from the top of a field and bagged up and then sold to us. So we do have to go through it. That's why I really like going through it with my fingers while I'm doing it. And if I do find anything like that, we can take it out. This is some Welsh sphagnum moss bought from Unusual Pets at the last show. Again, this is really awesome stuff. Not only does moss look fantastic, it also holds 8 times its own weight in water. So when we're looking at humidity and increasing humidity levels, moss is something that we need to be putting into our enclosures. It really kind of adds a naturalistic feel as well. And it kind of gives the scorpions different areas of humidity. So when they go onto the moss, that's going to be a real damp area. When they go onto the soil, it's not going to be as damp. It's going to be lower humidity levels. So we had a big lump, and I actually ended up taking that horrible lichen out from in the corner. It's just not suited for this enclosure, so I took it out and filled it up round there with moss. Again, I'm trying to create like that forest floor feeling. Not only for us, but that's what Asian forest scorpions do. They're on the forest floors. So with that in mind, that's the kind of environment that we need to be kind of creating. Especially for a communal, because with communals there's always that little bit of fear that one attacks another one, and I don't want it to be an environmental factor. I want them to be nice, relaxed, chilled out. So we put the piece of cork bark in there, And what I did at the front of that court bark there was just put a little finger hole. Now the finger hole isn't really a starter burrow, it just attracts a scorpion to that point, and then hopefully the scorpion will then dig out underneath it. I'm going in now with a little bit of a bigger piece, and again I've just created a little indentation in the front of that court bark. And no doubt in the future, under that court bark at the bottom right hand corner is probably where we're going to find all 5 of them. Again, with them being a little bit more raised, I am creating a little bit more climbing space as well, because forest floors, they do have the roots that are coming up, that you will have fallen branches on top of each other. So my theory is that the scorpions might climb just a little bit. Now this is oak leaf mulch going in on the top. This really gives that forest floor feeling. It also again holds moisture, so if we're looking for that higher humidity with these Asian forest species, so that's what this mulch is also doing, and it's also helping to retain moisture in the soil also. So I'm just going to spread it around. Again, scorpions don't really mind how much or how less you put in. This is really aesthetically pleasing for ourselves more than anything. But again, we are looking for that forest floor kind of environment, and this absolutely does the trick. So it looks a little bit messy in there, but forest floors are a little bit messy. All important water dish. Scorpions will drink, and these guys will drink quite a fair bit, so I am going to need to be topping that up near enough every single day until I can find a bigger one. Also, crucially, I've got a handful of dubias here, even though one's going up my arm there. I'm going to chuck those in as well, so they can kind of rummage around, go where they want, and more importantly, it's food for our scorpions in a way to try and hopefully keep them fed and keep any aggression that could appear at a bare minimum. And you thought that little guy there was dead, didn't you? No, he was just playing it, and he turned up and off he went. But this is the actual setup. I pretty much like it. Again, let me know what you think down in those comments. Now we're going to crack it open and put one of the females that we bought from Venomous Visions at the show. These were only a tenner. They're not adults. They have got a few more molts yet before they actually become adults. But they are breedable, so there is a potential that one of these will hook up with the male, and we could have babies in maybe a year. So the first female's in. We're going in for that second female now. Absolutely awesome. So I left these two together for about 20 minutes just to have a look and see what happens. The other female is actually up on that log up at the back, and the other female is obviously down in the bottom left hand corner. So this one is another female going in. So this is a scorpion number 3. We still have another female and the male to go in. Also, this female, the way she reacted there, you know she's going to give me problems in the future. So we've got one in the bottom hand corner, one chilling on the court bark there, and then that original one is actually hiding where I pointed, right at the back in between the plastic and that piece of branch as well. As absolutely awesome. Again, for this communal to work, they're going to have to kind of almost talk to each other and be around each other. So I'm a little bit worried about that one hiding at the background, but we'll see how it goes. This is scorpion number 4, and this one is the this one is actually the other female. Claws up, no stinging, happy days, kind of the reaction that we want from this species. Absolutely perfect. And last but not least to go in now is our male scorpion also, and just look at him chilling in the corner. Absolutely beautiful. Now he does play up a little bit here, look, doesn't want to come out, but a few little nudges, gentle nudges with those tongs. And please, if you're going to use tongs, just be as gentle as you possibly can. They have got that real tough exoskeleton, but they are, you know, very, very fragile at the same time, so just be really careful. And the 3 Dominicos are chilling just there together, looking absolutely beautiful. I'm really impressed. No aggression. The other female's there, and this female is the escape artist that's trying to flee the actual communal we've got going on. But look at those scorpions. I am so happy, so chuffed to be doing this right here at Scott's Inverts also. I did half expect one to start drinking at this point, but not yet. I think they're just finding their feet, and the escape artist is doing what she does best, literally just trying to escape. And this kind of made me smile because these three are all together again, literally almost on top of each other, with zero aggression, which is absolutely awesome. That's the male on the right, and he's grabbed her pincers as well, and that is a sign of mating, which is pretty damn cool considering I've only just put them in together. The other female wants some as well, so that ended up breaking that pairing up, unfortunately. But what that does say is that they're going to pair in the future, which is pretty damn cool for me. Some of these scorpions have got a little bit more of a red tinge in the pincers. Fear not, they are all Solanus, the ex-Peter size scorpions, and looking absolutely beautiful. The escape artist is climbing up onto the cork bark with the other female hiding behind the back there also. But just a little final look at these three at the front, looking absolutely cool. Looks like one's trying to give the other one a bunk up so it can escape. The other three have now gone off to explore, leaving these two in the corner. And look, there's one there, looking absolutely stunningly beautiful. I couldn't tell you where all the dubias have gone, probably underneath the leaf mulch and underneath those cork barks. Literally just waiting to be eaten by our scorpions. I am over the moon to actually have done this. I was thinking about this for a long time and just didn't have the confidence to do it. And when I seen Tim set up, I thought, you know what, I'm going to give that a go as well. Absolutely awesome. Boom! So that was us putting that communal together. Now it's really important for me to hear from you guys down in those comments, because if you've done a scorpion communal, or maybe you're planning on one, would you do anything different? Have you done anything different with yours? Or in fact, did it go positively, negatively? How did your communal actually end up going? And what do you think to mine? Fingers crossed it all goes well. Remember, we are going to be doing updates in a couple of months' time. Anything changes in that communal, if one of them attacks another one, I'm going to do some updates in the update videos and stuff like that, so you guys know the journey of this communal. I am really looking forward to actually seeing if that male pairs up with that female eventually and we end up getting babies in maybe 12 months time. That would be something that is absolutely epic. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate every single one of you, and as always, we shall see you again on the next one.